In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make the double crochet stitch. It's one of the taller crochet stitches. I'm using just a basic worsted weight yarn and a lighter color. And then I'm also using an H hook. It's contrasted with my yarn so I can see it a little better. So we're going to start off with a slip knot. I like to start 6 to 8 inches from the end. I like longer tails because you do need some length to weave in at the end. It makes for a nicer finished product. So I have my slip knot on my hook. It's hugging it, it's not strangling it. And to start off with, we are going to chain 12. And I'll explain why in a moment. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With the double crochet stitch, our turning chain counts as a stitch. So there's always going to be a chain 3, the beginning and the end of the row. And what I am going to do, I did want 10 stitches, and because the turning chain counts as a row, we want to do 10 plus 2. Okay, so that's why we did 12, and you can make it any length that you want as long as you have the number of your stitches plus 2 chains. So if I want 100 stitch blanket across, I would do 100 chains plus 2 so that it keeps 100 stitches across, since we count our turning chain. So 1, 2, 3, that's our turning chain and first double crochet. And to start off with, we're going to work in the 4th. There, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to have a yarn over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go in, pull up a loop, so there's 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to do that in each chain down the way. But first, we need to know our beginning and end points. So I'm going to stick a stitch marker in that 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3. Since that is going to be the end of the row on the next row. So we're thinking ahead so that we don't end up with triangles. So going across, yarn over, into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Next one, make sure you yarn over first, pull up a loop, so you have 3, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. We're going to go in the next one. I think the double crochet is one of the most common stitches that you'll encounter. Alright, we're at the end here. This knot, it feels like a hard knot. We don't work it. We're going to work this last stitch here. And then we are going to count. It's important to count, especially when you're first beginning. I don't count as I go. I like to just stop the row and then count. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And our turning chain counts as 10. Alright, you can see at the top all these V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and put my hook back in. We're going to chain 3 for the turning chain. 1, 2, 3. I like to think of the turning chain as stairs to get to the next level. We're going to turn. Now, because our turning chain counts as the first stitch, we don't work this first stitch. Okay, we're going to go into the second one here. Okay. I'm going to stick my marker in the top of that chain 3, 1, 2, 3, so that I know when we come back to it, I have to work into it. So let's yarn over, pull up a loop, go through 2, go through 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, go through 2, and go through 2. I'm working in these V's. I'm going through both loops. I'm just going straight through the fabric. So yarn over. See, I'm going straight through. Pull up a loop. And finishing the stitch. Alright, so I'm at that last stitch. So this is how we're going to navigate it. I pulled out my stitch marker and I'm just going to go in through one of the loops. Or go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. Okay, if you keep these turning chains tight, it will lessen the appearance of the little holes. This is the one time when I'm okay with tight crochet. Alright, so I chained 3, turning it. We skip this first stitch here and we work into the second one. Alright, and then I am going to take our stitch marker and put it in the top of the chain 3 so that we know what we're supposed to work in when we come back to it. Being consistent is important, and by always working with the stitch markers, at least until you're really comfortable knowing your beginning and end, it can be very helpful. So I'm pulling off more yarn to keep the tension nice. Have one. Alright, we're at the marker. I'm just going to pull it out, and this is the stitch I'm going to work into. You can see my edges are nice and straight. I'm going to do one more row for you. Again, you want those turning chains to be on the tighter side. It helps even things up. I'm a very laid back crocheter, so everything tends to be like really loose. And that's okay. It's just if you don't tighten up those turning chains, you get these really ugly holes. which it really is just the nature of the double crochet stitch. And there are a few tricks to navigating them. Doing the tighter turning chains is one of the ways. And as you grow and mature in your crochet ability, you'll find the other tricks. I won't get into them in this video. I don't want to confuse anybody. So I'm just working my double crochet, working it to the end here. All right, so I'm at my marker. Just insert it in that top chain. Okay, and that's all the further I'm going to do on this little sample. But you can keep going on and on until you feel really comfortable. And to end, just take our scissors and we're going to cut the yarn. I like longer tails. You shouldn't cut it any smaller than like 4 inches though. And I put it through the loop and I pulled it tight. And then that's all there is to it. You would normally weave these ends in, but because it's just a practice swatch, you don't have to. So thanks for watching.